This is the palace of King David.
Where? Where was it?
So pay attention to me, please, again.
Okay.
We are talking about those bunch of stones where the green grass goes all the way from right to left and towards the end.
Right.
There's a lot of stones and the cover looks brown. This is where the palace of David stood.
Oh, wow.
We don't know if that was the Canaanite king's palace, took it by David and he expanded it, or it was the palace of King David. He built it after he destroyed the palace of the Canaanites. That is our destination later, and then we're gonna go downstairs. See those stairs on the left side?
Yes.
Somehow halfway there is a small enter area. That's where we're gonna go in to get to the Warren shaft. Friends, what I want to say is this is the teaching steps. Those are the southern excavations over here. The Temple Mount can be seen here with two different shrines. The Dome of the Rock. It's called the Dome of the Rock because of the sacred rock inside the building. The rock that Abraham brought his son Isaac and wanted to bound him and offer him as a sacrifice. The one with the black dome, which similar to the basilica, this is the Muslim mosque called Al-Aqsa Mosque, which is known as the very far distant shrine, and it is the third holy shrine for 1.6 billion Muslims. That mosque where the black dome is was the main entrance up to the temple when Jesus was here. That would be the southern excavation, the main entrance. King Herod's built that temple, and that was the main entrance from the south. The connection between the temple of Mount Moriah and City of David, when we read Psalms 121, 122, 123, 124, 125, 1 till the 15 ascent songs and the book of Psalms, it is because the Levites used to come up from the lower part, making their way up from Zion to Zion, from the City of David up to Mount Zion, which was known then as Mount Moriah, and the temple was standing here. We did the tunnels, right?
Yes.
It was you
Yes.
we did the tunnel with.
Yes.
Yes.
So we've been at the Western Wall, we've seen how the temple was, and we've seen where the Dome of the Rock standing then, and we have it today as alive. Friends, Jerusalem, what I want to say is Jerusalem by the time of Jesus, it was this way. See that valley, the valley of Gehenna? That was the southern border of the city of Jerusalem then. And the valley of Kidron in front of us. And there was the continuation behind the big building where the room of the Last Supper, the wall was going all the way around, and where the white dome, friends, the white dome, that's the Jewish quarter. I asked you to remember the white dome the other day, remember? That is the Jewish quarter. The wall was coming from west east, sealing the city. So when we say Jesus knew Jerusalem, he knew this part. See where my arm is?
Yes.
This one and that one. This one was more later added by Hadrian. So today, the old city of today, which is surrounded by the Ottoman's wall, we explained that already, and we said this was Aelia Capitolina, Hadrian 135. He was the one who destroyed this part. After Titus destroyed it, he buried it, and he moved up to the north, and he built this Aelia Capitolina, today known as the old city of Jerusalem, with 4 different quarters. We can see the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. We were there yesterday. It is the 2 great domes behind the Golden Dome. Around it is the Christian community, 2,500 people. The Jewish quarter live in their own quarter. There are 2,300 people. The Muslims built most of the homes by the Mamluks from the 12th century, and thank God that we have seen the model in the tunnels. Remember the tunnels? It was all added by the Muslims, and the Armenians are located somewhere behind the Jewish quarter. So this was Jerusalem, then this was Aelia Capitolina after. And since then there's more expandings and more walls came and more people came and lived outside even the walls. This is all Jerusalem what we're looking at today. That's the southern part. That's the mountain back there, the United Nations. the evil council where Judas betrayed Jesus, took his 30 shekels and brought the Roman army through the valleys, took Jesus from the Garden of Gethsemane at the base of the mountain. Over here, friends, we see Jewish people cemetery. A lot of stones can be seen on the top of those tombs. Why Jews use stones?
And Mark, territory.
Remembrance.
Remembrance, the book of Exodus. And when you come and you put a stone on a tomb, the stone lasts forever. So another meaning, you come and you put a stone on your family members and you tell them, I love you, I remember you forever, I will never forget you. Flowers last for a week. Muslims use palms, trees, it lasts for a month. But stone lasts for a whole time. You shut up. So Valley of Kidron, or Yehoshavat Valley, which was also known as Yahweh Judges.
So how do you get into this if you're Jewish?
You pay $50,000 to a certain company and you can be buried here.
Wow.
This is the favorite one because they believe those who are buried here that towards the end of the world the Jewish Messiah will be coming back. All those people will be resurrected from dead and they will witness the second coming of the Messiah. He will be going down through those valleys, coming up to the Golden Gate, touch that gate, the gate will be open. He will go back up there in Mount Moriah and put the third temple.
Do you have to be Israeli to be in this?
Jewish, not Israeli, Jewish.
But it's privately owned though.
It was before 1927. There was not much here. A lot of tombs here is empty in memory of people who died.
Okay.
Or they're waiting for people to die. But before 1927, this whole area was totally empty. Somehow, the Jewish organization fund, Jerusalem Fund, rented from the Ottomans for 99 years.
Okay.
So when they rented it or leased it for 99 years, they didn't know better than putting tombs here so they can have it forever. And that is a fact. How many tombs? I will leave you here, go count them and let
Muslim cemetery to the right.
That is the Muslim cemetery. Ma'am, we're talking about more or less 4,000 here. All the way around the corner, here, farther down. Probably there are like 4,000. And again, friends, not all of them are occupied or not all of them has actual bodies, maybe in the memories of people who died in ancient times. Those are coffins. Coffins is not where the bodies are. They bury down there under the ground. But also not necessarily that there's bodies, dead people buried here. There might be people that were killed in the wars and they don't know where are they, so they're just honoring them by putting coffins here with their names. And more stories can be discovered once a while.
Christian cemetery.
The Christian cemetery in the middle, in the valley itself, small one, and there's another Christian cemetery by the red roof where the house of Caiaphas. Friends, see, that was the Mount of Olives. That was the Mount Zion. Jesus celebrated his Last Supper. He came downstairs and he came to the Kidron Valley. So that was the Church of St. Peter, right? The dungeon. Under that is the White House. See it?
Yeah.
I live next to the White House.
Are you serious?
I am serious.
Can we come over?
Of course. That was the
What
for
time's
lunch.
dinner?
Lunch.
Lunch. We'll take lunch.
My
is good.
marshmallow will kick me out.
So how's a Christian get in the cemetery?
This crowd showed up.
Going through the valley.
No.
Or they got their own, which is somewhere back there, piece of land. They
I'm curious.
You mean like to be buried though?
bury them right under the ground, or in
Does it cost me $50,000?
No. Christians are dealing with them, the Christian associations or the patriarchs. Here, the Jewish has a special company. The Muslims got the Waqf department who's taking care of them. So questions, friends, anybody want to know anything? That chapel back there on the right side is the Dominus Flevit. The golden onions as the Mary Magdalene.
That's the Russian.
That's the Russian church. That's a Muslim cemetery. That's a Muslim cemetery. The old city of Jerusalem, 23,000 people live in it, divided to 40 quarters, Muslims, Christians, Jewish, and Armenians.
Is it mostly Muslim?
Is what?
Is it mostly Muslim?
16,000 people in the old city are Muslims, the majority.
Start at first here.
Sure.
And so Christians live around the shrines, Jews live in their own neighborhood, and I told you the story how they came back over here by the permission of the Ottomans, Suleiman the Magnificent. Any questions, friends?
Can we go on the dome to the right?
No, we can't.
If I take off my symbols?
They will ask you. Yes.
The 35 acres of the Temple Mount is basically where the green trees are.
No, sir, the wall. See the wall, the
yeah.
corner here goes all the way for 800 feet. That's 1,600 feet that way, and 900 feet that way, and another 1,600 feet that way. That is the size known as 144 Dunham, 144,000 square meter. That is almost 20 football fields. This is the whole area. Where the trees are is inside, sir.
Okay.
With this empty area, the mosque here, the Dome of the Rock there, way back till the blue buildings. I'm not blue buildings, green building, green windows. Behind the trees goes all the way up. So this is the old city of Jerusalem. Friends, take your pictures. Each one with his marshmallow, or each one with his friend, mom. Right.
O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, the city that kills the prophets and stones those who are sent to it. How often would I have gathered your children together as a hen gathers her brood under its wings, and you were not willing. See, your house is left to you desolate. For I tell you, you will not see me again until you say, Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord.
Describes you that this place Gethsemane is known as, it means the place of pressing. And in here Jesus, as he prayed and his disciples slept, he was being pressed. He was being broken. Often as we think about this time, as we think about Jesus and the suffering that he went through, we think about the physical pain. We think about the nails that pierced his hands. We think about the whips that came against his back. But the first drops of blood that were actually shed for our sins happened right here where we are. The first drops of blood for our sins poured out of Jesus' body. And it wasn't because of the affliction of a sharp sword or nail that man brought against him. It was the weight of our sin upon him. It began to press him, to press against his heart, to bear down on his body. And often we think about the pain and the suffering that Jesus had to go through physically so that we may have salvation, but we forget about the pain and the suffering that he had to go through spiritually. That spiritual suffering began here. That spiritual suffering began here in this garden as he prayed, as he was, as the passage said, in agony. Here, Jesus Christ, our Father, was in agony because of the spiritual weight